Good morning, everyone. Here's your special report for today. Let's meet Theodore F. Stokes. Here's a picture of him on a wedding announcement in 2007. It says in part, Bruce and Julie of Smithfield, Utah, announced the marriage of their daughter, Courtney, to Ted Stokes, son of Carolee Stokes of Smithfield and the late Rusty Stokes. The couple will be married December 20th, 2007 in the Logan LDS Temple. Ted is a 2004 graduate of Skyview High School and LDS Seminary. He served an LDS mission in Romania and is currently attending Utah State University studying journalism. As far as I can tell, he then went on to become a lawyer. His LinkedIn says he is managing member at Stokes Law. Then, in 2023, he won an election with 1,520 votes to become a city council member in Smithfield, Utah. And then last week, he became internet famous when police body cam footage of him was published. Let's see what happened. I will first play his description of why the police were at his house. He is talking about an accident involving his teenage son, Tucker.
He had stake youth council. He's on a youth council for the church.
Okay.
He pulled out of the stake center. They gave them muffins, chocolate muffins. You can see him on the front seat. They spilled. He set the muffin on the seat, and he was going to eat it when he got home because he's fasting, and we were going to eat dinner at 5. And he set it down, and the muffin fell down onto the carpet. You can see where the frosting got on the carpet. He bent down to pick it up, which he shouldn't have done, and he set it back up on the seat. When he looked up, he kind of veered off.
I get it.
This guy.
I'm
I'm super grateful. Though no one was in the car. He's okay. He has a bloody nose. We'll look at it tomorrow and make sure it's not broken.
Okay. Do you know if he was wearing his seatbelt?
He was.
Do you know how fast he was going?
I asked him, he said, Dad, I pulled out of the thing and I had let off the gas because I'm going downhill anyways. He turns left at that intersection. The car got pushed about 15 feet, 10 to 15 feet. He turns left right there, so he wouldn't be going too fast because he knows he's turning left right there. He should have turned left, but he bent over to get the muffin and hit it.
After Tucker ran into a parked car, Tucker got in touch with his parents, who assessed his injuries and then exchanged insurance information with the person whose car Tucker had totaled. Ted and Tucker then went home, and later on, police showed up at the house. Let's now see how Ted, LDS Seminary graduate and former missionary, reacted to the visit from the police.
Why are you here?
He's asking you which car is involved.
Yeah, I want to know why there's 2 officers responding to such a simple thing.
Because there can be.
We pay a lot of money for you guys in this city.
Okay.
And I decide whether the budget's good or not. And so I think you should go patrol Main Street, do your job, and I'll talk to him and I'll deal with this.
Okay.
Go patrol Main Street. I'm not dangerous.
I'll talk to him.
Look, guys, we pay so much money for
man.
this.
Okay.
Hey, look, I decide.
Why don't you just hang out for a second?
Go patrol Main Street.
We'll
Make
see.
yourself useful. Come on, guys. Go patrol Main Street. Make yourself useful. Let's not waste taxpayer dollars.
I do not think that the police always do a good job. I don't. I also don't think that Ted is communicating well either. Starting out by telling the police that he essentially decides what their salary is and then attempting to tell them where to go and what to do is wild.
So, tell me what's going on.
Come down here. I've got a family event going on.
Okay, that's fair. I'm willing to do that.
I want to know why you're even here.
Because I am obligated to invest.
tell me
There's
why
a
you're
car that's wrecked down there.
Uh-huh.
And you have already talked to the guy and said that your son had run into his car.
Yeah, and I gave him my insurance and I gave him everything, and we already called and made an insurance report. State Farm's handling everything.
Okay, and it's also over $1,500, so I need to
it's going to be his car's totaled. Yeah.
This guy seems to not care too much about the money. I don't know about you, but if my kid totaled a car, I would be really stressed about how much it was going to cost. I do not have the type of money to throw around that I could shrug off a totaled car like that.
So he called you. That's all you needed to say. Hey.
Yes, he called me.
Yeah, see, this is the problem. And your guys' lack of training blows my mind.
Okay.
It blows my mind. Hey, Ted, I'm here. There was an accident. The person whose
Will
car
you please
owned...
not step up on me?
No, I'm telling
I'm asking you not to.
No, I'm telling you how you're supposed to do your job because you obviously don't know. Look, listen. Hey, Ted, the person that your son hit earlier has asked that I make a police report. I'm here to do that. Instead, you show up like you're an FBI agent doing some big secret thing. Like, who trained you? I want to know who trained you.
He appears so dysregulated to me, and in his heightened state, seems to be relying on his feeling of authority to demean the officer. In the Mormon church, men are ordained to the priesthood and are given authority to lead. They are taught that they hold the priesthood of God and are meant to be leaders in their homes and communities. While this is intended to foster responsible and humble service, it can, for some, create a profound sense of spiritual and moral authority that extends beyond the church and into secular life. In a community like Smithfield, Utah, which is heavily Mormon, the social and political power structures are often intertwined with the church, which can reinforce this sense of authority. I did notice earlier that he emphasized that his son was coming home from a church youth meeting, signaling that his son must be a good kid. Also, Mormonism is an explicitly patriarchal religion. Men hold all positions of authority, and the doctrine teaches that the man is the divinely appointed head of the household. This can foster a deep-seated belief in a man's inherent right to be in control and to be the ultimate authority on his property and over his family. Is what he's doing here a secular application of this patriarchal mindset? He appears to believe that his authority as a man, a father, and a public official should supersede that of law enforcement.
Can I get your son's name?
How old are you?
Can I get your son's name?
How old are you? How long have you been?
Are
how long have you been?
going
How long have you been
to impede an investigation?
No, are you gonna? Do you have a warrant to be here?
I'm on public property right now.
I'll cooperate with you, but you
I'm trying to.
No. You guys have got to learn how to do your job right. We are botching so many things in the city because of you guys. And you know that. You're aware of everything. And I'm aware of everything.
Can
and
I get your son's name?
You can step onto my property and I will talk to you if you will be reasonable.
Oh, wow. The phrase botching so many things is a broad and undefined accusation. It provides no specific examples or evidence of misconduct. This type of vague condemnation is a common rhetorical tactic used to delegitimize a person or group without having to engage in a factual debate. It's designed to sound authoritative while being completely unsubstantiated. Ted then says, "You know it, and I know it," which is a manipulative tactic. It creates a false sense of collusion and secret understanding, suggesting that the officer is complicit in a problem they may not even be aware of. It is a form of psychological intimidation and could put the officer on the defensive by implying their actions are part of a larger, illegitimate pattern that only an insider like Stokes can see. It is a way to gaslight the officer into doubting their own professionalism and legitimacy.
Let's start the conversation over.
Let's do it.
Hi, my name is Ted Stokes.
I am here because there was a complaint about your vehicle or your son hitting another vehicle, and the vehicle looks like it's totaled.
And the person who made the complaint was the person who owned the car?
Yes.
Okay, cool. We already talked to him. I'm happy to help you out.
At this point, I was like, okay, he's going to calm down and be more reasonable. Sadly, no.
2 responding officers.
Yes.
For a non-moving vehicle incident.
Yes. What's your son's date? His driver's license?
Yeah, sure.
Do we need...
Will you go get it, Court? I don't have it.
Does he need to come out here?
We'll see what happens.
Okay. Can you tell me which vehicle it was?
Yeah, it was that Hyundai Sonata right there.
Okay. So I do have his, I guess it's your insurance information.
Yes.
Does the car belong to you?
Yes. I stayed there for half an hour. I waited for them to get home.
Okay.
When they got home, I gave them their information. I don't have a problem with you being here. I have a problem with the approach. 2 responding officers
Yes.
to this. And we'll probably have another accident on Main Street right now.
So it's this one right here?
I can't believe that you guys are wasting. I can't believe you have him sitting there wasting tax dollars. Give me one good reason why he's there. Wasting tax dollars. I love that you want me to answer your questions, but you won't answer mine. He doesn't dispute fault. Like, it's his fault.
Is your son okay?
Ted just keeps talking. And then at this point, he makes a phone call.
Yeah, he might have broke his nose. Hey, Justin, Ted Stokes. Hey, I've got 2 police officers at my house.
He is talking to Smithfield City Manager Justin Lewis.
This is the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen. Tucker hit a non-moving car in a road. Like, this is, Justin, I'm sorry, but...
Sorry,
like,
1090.
This can't happen. Like, this other officer needs to leave and stop making this... Needs to go.
Yes, correct.
I'm fine to give a report to this. But he wouldn't even tell me. It wasn't like, hey, Ted, we're here. It's Officer Hansen. I'm blown away by this. Justin, I promise you, I will do everything in my power as a city council member to make sure these guys are defunded. There will be 5 police officers in this town because this is unbelievable that this guy needs a backup officer to make sure I don't hurt him at my house for my son hitting a car non-moving. I waited a half an hour at the guy's house to give him his insurance policy. I'm fine with him making a police report. I'm blown away by the fact that right in the middle of my Sunday dinner, my daughter's birthday, party. There are 5 other cars here for guests. I've got 40 people at my house for a birthday party. And
So
I've got
can I talk to
I've
your
got
son?
2 officers at my house. And this guy's...
Can I talk to your son?
Who's the other officer?
Macomb.
Macomb.
Copy,
I've got
thanks.
Hanson and Macomb. This is unbelievable. Like, get on Main Street, the other officer, and go patrol. Instead, they're making sure City Councilman Stokes doesn't do something. Like, I don't know if this is retaliatory or what, because I didn't vote. Like, it better not be. I'm telling you, Justin. Like, this is over. Like, this is the last straw. I've got 2 officers out in front of my house with 40 people in my house celebrating a birthday party, and he couldn't even tell me why he was here, other than he was to investigate a car accident that he acted like we had done a hit and run for. Like, that's how he approached me. He didn't say, "Hey, Ted, guess what? Like, some guy wants to make a report. We're here to do it. We understand you gave him your insurance information. Thanks for doing that, but we're obligated to make a report." I'm fine with that. You should have seen this guy approach. Actually, I'll send you the ring footage. You will be blown away by this. I don't know what to say, Justin, but this is the last straw. I know I've expressed my complaints, but this is it. This is the last straw.
Isn't this an abuse of power, calling the city manager? What does he think the city manager is going to do? In a functioning government, there are established procedures for addressing concerns about police conduct. An elected official's role is to work with the police chief and to address issues through official channels, such as a city council meeting. By calling the city manager in a private dispute, Ted deliberately bypasses the proper chain of command to attempt to gain an unfair advantage. This action shows a profound disrespect for the institutional process he was elected to uphold. Using one's public office and access to a high-ranking official for a personal grievance is a significant ethical violation. It blurs the line between his public duty and his private life and demonstrates a willingness to leverage his position for personal benefit.
They're both here because he's afraid I'm going to jump him. I approached him to talk to him. He says, you need to back up off of me. I'm like, I'm standing here talking to you with a Sharpie in my hand. You think I'm going to hurt you? These guys are so untrained, Justin. It blows my mind. I am done. Like, I don't know if there's a way to amend the budget now, but I want to amend it, and I'm going to call the other council members tonight. I'm going to tell them exactly what happened, and we are amending it. Like, we are going to 5 officers. This is it. We need 2 officers on duty in the morning. We need 2 officers on duty in the afternoon. We need 1 officer on duty at night. This is the most unbelievable thing I have ever seen.
This moment perfectly encapsulates the profound disconnect between Ted's perception of his own behavior and how it is viewed by the officer. Ted is acting from a place of righteous indignation and authority, while the police officer is acting from a place of threat assessment and self-preservation. A police officer's primary job is to assess and de-escalate potential threats. When a person starts to pace, shout, and become increasingly agitated, these are classic signs of a person losing control. This behavior, even without a direct physical threat, is a significant red flag. The officer's immediate concern is for their own safety. The officer's request for backup is not a personal slight against Ted. It is a standard, protocol-driven response to a situation that has escalated from a verbal dispute to a volatile, unpredictable encounter, and Ted's flabbergasted reaction, his shock that the officer doesn't want to be alone, reveals a complete lack of self-awareness. He is so consumed by his own sense of righteous anger and entitlement that he cannot see how his actions appear to others. He believes his authority as a public official and his justified anger should be seen as legitimate, not threatening. In his mind, he is the rational one, and the officer's request for backup is an overreaction or an insult.
Tell me when you can talk in the morning. Go enjoy your Sabbath. I need to talk to you first thing in the morning.
Is he actually going to hang up with Justin? No.
This is unbelievable. All right, well, let's talk about it in the morning. I'm sorry, Justin,
How about now? Now will he actually hang up and stop talking? Again, no.
I know, Justin, this is culminating. I've got other stories I could tell you last week. An officer pulled someone over just in front of the intersection of Spring Creek Fitness. Or what's it called? Summit Creek Fitness. The guy pulled over, right past the intersection. The guy was an idiot, right? He pulled over 5 feet past the intersection. So our officer parked right in the middle of the intersection. And no one could make a left-hand turn or a right-hand turn or go straight through a Main Street intersection for 30 minutes while this guy did his stop. What would you have done, Justin, if you were the officer in that situation? You would have got out of the car, you would have gone up and said, "Hey, can you pull 20 feet forward so I can pull in behind you?" But no, the officer parked smack dab in the middle of the intersection and sat there and did his 20-minute stop. And I have pictures of it. I have videos. Justin, we cannot fund this because it's not worth our money. These guys have no idea what they're doing.
In this moment, Ted uses a manipulative tactic designed to put the city manager in a difficult position and force him to validate Ted's grievance. By giving a small example and asking a loaded, hypothetical question, Ted is engaging in several problematic behaviors. He is using a small, isolated example, an officer partially blocking an intersection, to try and prove a much larger, unsubstantiated claim that the police are botching so many things. He is shifting the focus away from the current situation, the car accident, and his own aggressive behavior to a different topic where he feels he has more rhetorical ground. The minor traffic stop has no relevance to the current situation, but he uses it as evidence. By asking the city manager if he were a cop, what would he have done, Ted is not seeking a genuine answer. He is putting the city manager on the spot with a no-win question. If the city manager agrees with Stokes, he is siding with an emotional constituent against his own police force, which is a massive breach of protocol and shows a lack of institutional loyalty. If the city manager disagrees and defends the police, he risks being seen as not on Stokes' team, thereby inciting more of Stokes' anger and threats.
Oh, I'll take a picture. You can see both their trucks pulled up right here to handle this issue. I am done. Like, this is the last straw. It is the last straw. I am done with these guys. I'm embarrassed. I'm flat out embarrassed. I get a ticket 3 weeks ago for rolling through a stop sign at 7 a.m. and the officer says, sorry, I had to do it. Turns out, I find out, him and the chief are giving each other high fives the next Monday. Like, Justin, I've got 3 officers in the force who tell me everything. I know everything that's going on. Like, I am done with this. Like, it's done.
I am shocked. What a profound inability to accept personal accountability for his actions. He just admitted to running a stop sign while at the same time completely rejecting the legitimate consequence of getting a ticket, choosing instead to construct a conspiracy theory that casts him as the victim.
I'll talk to you tomorrow morning. There's changes have to happen or there's going to be problems. Thanks, bye.
I can't believe he actually just let Justin go. I would pay good money to know what Justin was saying on the other end of that call.
So does your son need medical attention?
No, I think he was bleeding his nose pretty bad. We handled it. We're competent parents. If he needed medical attention, we would take care of it.
But you think he might have broken?
I don't know. We're going to go check it out tomorrow and see. Like, we would handle that, right? Tell me why you think I couldn't handle my son's medical attention.
I think he can.
Isn't that my
You have a
legal,
right.
Isn't that my, it's not a right, it's my legal obligation.
But it's your right to be able to.
It's my
to
right
choose
and
whether
my
he's
legal
seen.
obligation. So yeah.
Can I talk to him?
What do you need to talk to him for?
Just to find out what
I can tell you
what
everything that happened.
The officer's question, does your son need medical attention, is a standard professional and empathetic inquiry at the scene of a car accident. It is a fundamental part of a police officer's duty. Ted Stokes' interpretation of this simple question as a personal attack on his parenting is a grossly disproportionate response. It shows that Ted is so prepared to be attacked and to defend his authority that he misconstrues a neutral, caring statement as an accusation.
At this point, I just need to fill out the accident exchange form. That way both of you have the exact same information.
Sure.
So that you can contact your insurance company.
I already did.
He can
We already made the
contact
report.
his.
I gave him our insurance. I hope he did too.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with you making a report. It's 2 officers and it's the approach. Blows my mind.
Okay.
Can we just?
I don't feel like I.
Yeah, no, you
did
need to.
anything.
You need to handle that better. You need to say, hey, I heard your son was in an accident. Someone asked me to come make a report, and I would say, oh, was it the guy who got hit? Instead, you come up to me like you're doing an FBI
Okay.
and get
I'm
investigation.
not getting into that
No,
because
no,
I tried
Officer
to be
Hanson,
friendly.
You need to.
I tried to be
You gotta
friendly
be
the
better.
entire time.
No,
tried to be friendly with you the entire time.
Why are
I
there
tried
2
to
officers
strike
here?
up a conversation.
Why are there 2 officers here?
Because there's a vehicle.
Justin's blown away.
There is a vehicle that
No.
didn't
Yeah,
say.
and that's what you said
But
too.
I'm
I
not-
forgot about
I'm
that.
not saying-
I forgot. You
I'm
said,
not-
hey, there's a vehicle that's been totaled on a roadside, as if we hit and run it. That's how you approached me.
Until I get here, I don't know the full circumstance. I don't.
The person who called
Okay.
didn't say that
I'm
we
going to
stayed.
start working
No.
on paperwork so that I don't waste more time.
Let's finish
So,
this.
no.
Hey, Officer Hanson,
Okay.
let's finish this conversation. Hey,
Okay.
let's finish this.
I'm
No,
gonna-
you said you didn't
I'm
know.
gonna do paperwork.
Hey, stop. Just
I'm
listen to me.
gonna do the
If you're
paperwork.
walking away from a conversation that you know you. Look, hey.
Okay.
You said, I didn't know the whole situation. What report did you receive?
What do you mean?
What were the words that the dispatch person told you?
And it's all on written records.
So no, you tell me.
It's all on, I'm going to do.
Why
my
won't you just
paperwork.
tell me? This is what I hate about you guys. The lack
Okay.
of transparency.
Okay.
Lack of transparency, all the bull crap. Like, it's done. Like, I'm sorry. You guys dug your own grave.
Okay.
It's unbelievable. Hey, Justin wants that other officer on Main Street.
Okay.
So send him.
Okay.
I can, but cannot believe that Ted just followed the officer to his car, trying to get him to re-engage. This is the perfect physical manifestation of all the problematic behaviors Ted has exhibited so far. A fundamental part of any healthy interaction is respecting another person's boundaries. The officer had clearly indicated that the interaction was over, yet Stokes chose to follow him, escalating the conflict and refusing to let the officer disengage. A complete disregard for the officer's autonomy and well-being. At this point, the conversation is no longer about the original incident. It's about control. Ted's pursuit of the officer is a desperate attempt to get the last word and force a sense of submission. He cannot tolerate the idea of the officer simply walking away, as this would signal that he has lost the confrontation. His actions are not about resolution, but about achieving a psychological and verbal win in his zero-sum power game. At this point, I hope you will not be surprised that Ted has resigned from the city council. I dare say his law office is going to have some PR issues as well. Upon his resignation, he wrote the following public letter. Dear residents of Smithfield, I asked my fellow council members if they'd permit me to issue an unedited apology, and they were gracious enough to allow it. I have apologized to the officers involved, but I feel a broader apology is also needed. As you may be aware, on August 3rd, my son was in a car wreck in which he hit a car parked on the side of the road. He called his mom and told her what had happened and where he was. I jumped in the car and dashed down to the scene, just hoping the whole way that he was okay. As I walked up to the car, I rolled down the window, and his eyes filled with tears as he said, "I'm so sorry, Dad. I've probably never felt that much compassion before." That compassion spurred me to be gentle and loving with him. I checked to make sure he was okay. I told him it was just a car and we had insurance, so everything would be all right. I hugged his bloody white shirt and tie and was just grateful he had been spared with merely a banged-up nose. We went to the door of the house, and no one was home. After making sure he seemed okay to drive, I told him to go home and have his mom take care of his nose, and I'd stay and wait for the owner to come home. When the owner arrived, I apologized profusely and gave him my insurance information. He was so kind and expressed no anger. I think he asked me like 5 times if my son was okay. His son stood by him and learned well from his father how to handle himself. We exchanged pleasantries, and I drove the battered car back up to the house. We had just begun my 9-year-old's birthday party, and my 5-year-old son yelled, "There's a police car outside." My wife and I looked at our son with gentle smiles, and he put his hand on his forehead as if to say, "Man, look what I've done." I headed for the front door. As I stepped down the stairs, I saw 2 patrol cars and 2 officers approaching the house. Most of that compassion I had just expressed to my son and had received/witnessed from the victim of the accident disappeared. In a moment of regret, I let the passion of disagreement regarding a backup officer and the officer's initial statement control what would soon become unprofessional behavior, which is so unfortunate considering that just 40 minutes earlier I was in such a different mood and had such great compassion expressed toward me and my son from the victim who had his car destroyed. The rest is on video, so it doesn't need to be retold here. What does need to be told is that I sincerely apologize for my lack of professionalism toward those 2 officers. Even if I disagreed with them in any aspect, they deserved my respect and professionalism, as we all do one to another. We've recently witnessed the killing of someone who championed respectful disagreement and respectful discourse, a person who went to the proper locations and proper channels to find redress and to seek out the development of ideas. We are allowed to not like something, but how we handle what we don't like should remain professional and respectful. I violated that canon of ethics on August 3rd. In the weeks that have followed August 3rd, I have read several times President Hinckley's October 2007 conference talk, Slow to Anger. He predicted what would happen to me if his words weren't heeded, and sure enough, he was right. In the end, I'd very much like to express my gratitude to all the people who have checked on our family. I brought something upon my wife and children that they didn't deserve, but so many people have reached out to us, and I can't express my gratitude enough. God bless Ted Stokes, Councilman. I have discussed this so many times, but being able to be slow to anger was not the problem. As a member of the church, I was taught over and over again that anger was a bad, sinful emotion, that anger comes from the devil. That is just not true. Anger is simply an emotion, and being able to feel it, recognize it, process it, and understand why it's being felt is so important. I wouldn't suggest that Ted be slow to anger. I would suggest that he learns to recognize the other feelings he was having. When anger shows up, sometimes it is covering for other feelings: shame, embarrassment, fear. If Ted could have acknowledged that he was feeling anger and likely one or more other emotions, he could have named them and felt them and hopefully made some much better decisions about how to show up amidst those emotions. Anger will come to all of us. It's part of being human, but not all of us will allow it to propel us into intimidating and unhealthy behavior. Ted has got some learning to do, and sadly, President Hinckley is probably not going to be very helpful. And that's your special report for today, folks. I absolutely hope you have the day that you deserve.